What's up, everyone? Welcome to the podcast, a show dedicated to talking about all the poggers things in life, like music, content creation, and video games. I am one of your co-hosts, JesseKazam.
And hi, everyone. My name is Mike, and I am a Satisfactory addict.
Hi, Mike.
Dude, it's actually like a problem because for the first time in months, maybe even over a year, I got up in the morning and rather than like work on projects, I just like,
Damn.
Yeah, don't want to and want to play, which is like, honestly, it's a little bit
Like
depressing.
Refreshing? Oh,
No. Because I was just starting to get cooking on, the whole podcast thing I was working on.
Yeah.
And
now you have this
it's like,
problem.
yeah, I'll work on it tomorrow. Maybe I'll work on it tomorrow.
Damn. You're back to being a degenerate gamer, procrastinating your work. How does that feel?
Tiring. This game is fucking mentally exhausting. It's all, oh my god, it's just all algebra.
Yeah, dude, I was hanging out on your stream for a few minutes before we started the cast, and I have no idea what I'm looking at. You kept freaking skating over to some other thing, looking at it for 3 seconds and being like, 20? Yeah, and then you just go to another one and be like, 60? Okay, per minute? And I was just like, dude, what am I looking at?
Yeah, I mean, like, in a nutshell, right? Like, if I want to build a widget, it takes, widget A and widget B.
Yeah.
But it needs, for every minute, it needs 30 of widget A and 20 of widget B.
Okay.
Now, widget B, you're making over there, that consists of, like, 17-step process.
Yeah.
Right? But so, ultimately, you have to figure out, okay, the output of that machine out there is, like, 100.
Yep.
So I'm outputting 100. This machine requires, let's just say 20 of that thing. So that means technically you could have split the output of the other machine 5 ways. 20, 20, 20, 20,
yeah.
20.
Yeah.
And then now it simultaneously be making 5 of this new widget out of B. But then you need to do the same thing for widget B that you just did for widget A, and then you need to, all of those things require power.
Yeah. And then ultimately the thing you're making as the end result of that entire process becomes one of the widgets needed to make another thing.
It's widget C that
Yeah.
And then I just started today. Dude, it's crazy. I'm seeing, like, sometimes you unlock things because you can kind of do it in whatever order you want, right?
Okay.
And sometimes you unlock things where it's like, oh, I don't even know what this item is. Like, maybe eventually I'll figure out a way to find it or make it or whatever. And I, like, just discovered oil. And I have, like, an item that's like manipulate space and time to, like, blah blah blah, and it's like, okay, I have no fucking idea what I'm gonna.
What the hell?
So also, there's a couple of, like, interesting elements. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but basically, this is another one of those games that isn't what you expect. Which is, like, again, why did no one sell me on that aspect of it, right? I wouldn't have said fuck
so much
no to
more
4 years.
than it thinks.
Basically, like, you have what you're doing. I don't know. I actually, like, don't fully understand. I wasn't paying as much attention in the beginning as I thought, because I just didn't expect there to be a story.
Yeah.
It's
nor did
like
I.
No Man's Sky. But you're kind of like, what's the game I'm thinking of? There's another game I played recently where it's like you're just, like, employee number 275. Oh, I guess there's a bunch of them. There's, like, Space Trucker game I played.
Okay.
There's
like SnowRunner.
No, not that. So Hard Space Shipbreaker was another one where you start off like a trillion units in debt. It's basically like
I remember you got into that hard. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you die, it's basically like you just cost the company fucking.
Yeah.
As you're fading to black, it's like we're gonna charge you. Like So it's kind of like that, but so you're talking to like what's effectively an AI
Okay.
that like works for the company.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like GLaDOS from Portal.
Okay. Yeah.
Just this robot voice that's like snarky and it makes like dick jokes every now and then. It's very well written.
That's funny.
And you're like building like a fucking space elevator to like connect with the mothership up top to like I don't know if they're gonna destroy the planet or just like suck it for all of its resources or whatever. I don't know, but you're just like the employee that's sent to help save humanity or whatever. But then as you like explore around, there are these things that are just like alien artifacts. I won't say any more details other than like you basically start to hear voices in your head that are like really cryptic. It's like look through the energy windows and you'll see that all you are is blood. Like it's like what the fuck. And for a while your AI like overlord basically is like, I lost connection with you for a bit, like what happened there? And you don't say anything back. And then eventually it's like it kind of starts hearing what you're hearing. And then now every time I go find one, it's a conversation that I'm overhearing between the AI and this like weird alien demonic. I don't know what it is, but it's like, so now they're like, and I have no fucking idea, but like, so there's clearly this whole other side story.
Yeah.
It reminds me a tiny little bit too of, I've talked about this game before. It's an old Flash browser game called Motherload.
Okay.
It's the one where it's just like a little side scroller thing where you have like a drill and you drill down into the thing and you go deeper and deeper and deeper until eventually like you fight Satan.
Yeah, I remember you explaining that to me. Yeah,
so it kind of reminds me of that.
Motherload.
But this game, dude, it's like easily made my top 10 list games of all time, and I'm like 5% of the way through the game.
Dang. That's A, impressive, but B, I was going to ask what's the like time sink. Not that that's the most important thing by any stretch of the imagination, but is it like a thing where, is it almost like a roguelite in the sense that you want to beat it and then do it again differently because you could build things so differently? Or is it like a proper, 30, 40, 50, 100-hour experience just to get to the end?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm like literally, I think when I look at the progression, I want to say I'm like 10 or 15% of the way through the game. And, I've already...
You've been going hard, yeah.
I basically have been playing, like I played for like 14 hours yesterday. I already have like probably 30 to 50 hours in that range over the course of like 3 or 4 days. But I mean, it's the kind of game that it's like Minecraft in that you could put 50,000 hours into it.
For sure, which is cool. Yeah.
So, and I'm seeing the potential of all of this crazy.
That's dope.
Crazy stuff you can do. It's just very cerebral and I mean, it's called Satisfactory, for a reason. It is actually really satisfying to be able to like port stuff through the floors to like get it so that like all the wiring and the chutes are all out of the way, and like you can customize the colors of all the things, make them concrete or make them steel or whatever, make them multiple colors. And dude, I have to say the movement and the gunplay are phenomenal.
What are you shooting?
So the first gun you kind of get is called a rebar gun.
Okay.
And it's like a pistol that shoots, just rebar.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of
these like 360 quick scoping rebar into place.
I mean, yeah. So it's similar to No Man's Sky had a mechanic where basically you would like melee, and when it would like, which would make you go fast, and then you would jump, and it would kind of like.
Yep.
This game has something like that too, where you run and then slide and then
jump. Yeah.
But then you also get these like legs, like almost portal, like blade legs that like make you go much faster, and there's also vehicles.
Dang.
And you can also, now that I have like actual massive like electrical poles.
Oh,
I forget
yeah,
what they're
yeah.
called, like the proper ones,
Yeah.
like the ones that are like 60 feet tall or whatever. You can fucking zip line,
Oh,
and it's powered.
shoot.
So you just build that, and you can get around. And then I unlocked yesterday at some point fucking trains. There's an entire train, like electric train system that I haven't even looked at. I unlocked this whole tree, and that's all the trains and the train lines, so you can have resources going across. The map is
Oh,
huge, dude. The map, like I've zoomed out from the map, and what I've explored, you can go off in like one direction and like jump around for an hour, 2 hours, and I've explored like 5% of the map, dude.
jeez. Now, and you said it's not procedurally generated, which means it's like this is the satisfactory map.
Yep.
Does every playthrough start at the same spot? Or is it like
I think so.
okay.
You would have to.
Oh, because
you
the
would
story.
have to.
Okay. So interesting. So there's just a ton to explore.
Oh no? Someone said no. I would assume it would have been the same spot. You pick it? Whoa.
Oh, you can pick
really?
a biome. Interesting.
Maybe not the first time, because I don't remember. I don't think I picked. It was probably like the first time gameplay.
Yeah,
and it
maybe.
dropped you in. Because I would imagine like if you start.
Maybe there's just like 4 different versions of the starting area, whatever you like had to deal with.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
don't know.
interesting.
I guess it kind of makes sense too, because there are times where like I explore really, really, really far, and I'm like, why is there copper out here? Like, I know I'm never gonna use copper 9 million fucking miles away. But I guess like if you would be closer than I am to that particular point, then, But yeah, I mean, it's just incredible. The movement is so satisfying. I mean, you saw I'm just like slide,
dude.
hover, jumping, and like, dude. So there's also another rifle that is like it's like semi-auto. I think it can be full auto as well, but like, and you're fighting like fucking alien rhinos and fucking spiders, dude.
You just rebar shoot the spiders.
You can fucking try. They are. It's the worst enemy of any video game I've ever fought.
Oh god!
If you turn on, yeah, there's arachnophobia mode.
Really?
Yeah, which turns the massive spiders into, it's like literally just like gifs of a cat face, and it's like almost worse because you're like moving around, and all of a sudden you're meow 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 underneath you, and you're like,
my god, what?
But yeah, dude, like the spiders, I don't know if they have 8 legs. They might have like fucking 20. I don't know, but like the way that they move, it's the worst. It's just nope.
Yeah, just it's nope just central.
Nope. Oh, you know what? I have did anybody clip? Oh, someone probably clipped it. Although I have it locally, of me freaking the fuck out. But yeah, dude, their legs, they just go all over the place. So there's
nah.
And then so I'm like fucking hovering, like 80 feet away, just like sniping the thing, and all of a sudden, it's like it wasn't even obvious at first, but all of a sudden it was like. And then I realized it was jumping at me. It like jumped like 100 feet and just like,
nope.
Nah, dude, nah, they're fucking
That's
terrible.
crazy. Damn. Well,
yeah, but the game's incredible.
That's awesome.
There goes my life.
There goes my life. That's funny. That's cool. I've been seeing a bunch of people been getting into it. A bunch of people been vibing with it. Is it free to play, or is it I imagine it's like box price?
I think it was like $40.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because it just came out in 1.0.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's been in early access for a long time, right?
I guess so. I never
yeah.
never looked at it really before then. But so I will say it's like actually kind of incredible, the performance, because like if you think about all the things that are happening at once that it's having to manage,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
tens of thousands of things, and like it looks gorgeous. And I have it on ultra, and my computer's fucking kind of dated.
Yeah.
Um,
It
and
looks
I'm like
dope, yeah.
looking off in the distance, and there's like I see a conveyor belt, and I just see the little things moving in the
Bro.
conveyor belt, like thousands and
And
thousands of fucking meters,
dude,
and it's all just 3 conveyor belts. Things are just moving, and it's all rendered, and like,
bro, I've been playing Minecraft with my son, but on our Switch, like docked into the TV, bro. The render distance for that junk is like 7 blocks. It's horrendous, dude.
shit to pop in.
The Switch is like a mobile phone. I would say probably worse than a mobile phone at this point. Literally, I was trying to like we got in a boat and I was trying to circle the island to figure out where like our base was. We got lost, and I would just sail 8 blocks, hit an invisible wall, and just have to wait for it to render. Sail 8 more blocks, dude. It's horrendous. So, yeah, that sounds amazing. Is it offensive? I don't mean it to be, to say that like I would love like a Satisfactory mobile. Like I don't think I would sit at my desk and play that, but I feel like every time I'm pooping or like I'm watching Twitch or something on my phone, I feel like I would go crazy on like a mobile version of the game.
I don't know. I feel like it's
too complicated.
I feel like there's too much going on
Maybe
that it would work. Now, yeah, and there's a million. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it would work.
I want something like that. Dopamine, super satisfying. Yeah, but I mean like the factory, like the building. Did it really?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, and
I'm gonna download it because Balatro is like, I do want a game like Satisfactory on mobile, but Balatro is another one of those things that I've heard you talk about, and I genuinely think it's dope. I just don't feel like I'd ever sit at my computer and play that over like a shooter game or an RPG or something. But once again, if it's mobile, that's sick.
Yeah, and I just got it on. Actually, you know what?
Oh, it's
fuck.
$10.
Are you an Android enjoyer?
No, I'm an iOS.
Okay, yeah. I think it came out on iOS. I also got it on whatever the fuck, like Apple Arcade. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's the difference between Balatro and Balatro Plus?
Great question.
Maybe
the description says, I don't know.
Balatro Plus is free, but Balatro is $9.99. Maybe, it's the Apple Arcade. I guess Balatro Plus is the Apple Arcade version. So if you have Apple Arcade, you're chilling.
Could be, yeah. I'm going to do the, like, 3 months free or whatever, which means I'm not going to cancel ever, and I'm going to pay, like, $7 a month.
I'm confident I did the 3 months free 2 years ago. Yeah, very confident about that because I can play the Balatro Plus version. Yep.
So yeah, but I got it on my MacBook now, so when I'm lying in bed, I can play some Balatro rather than chess at night, which is probably a good option.
Yeah, but I something like that would be kind of sick on mobile. Something factory based.
The problem with mobile is just like movement.
Yeah, and
like a joystick on screen, like none of it. It just doesn't.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. What's the other one? Factorio.
Factorio, and that's top down.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, very different.
And that's more. It's top down. It's 2D. It's more like kind of not tower defensey, but basically kind of tower defensey. I think it's just like
interesting.
Like you're building all these things, and it's, you know, you got like fucking alien bugs or whatever that are coming at you from all angles. So I think it's like there's probably some like turrets and shit you have to set up and whatever. And did you ever play Bloons?
No, but my buddy got like real into Bloons Tower Defense, like real into it.
Oh, dude, the game was a classic back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's dope.
So
that's dope.
Yeah, dude. And then someone, I kind of go back and forth between like I can't watch something while I'm like designing, but the moment I'm done and I figured it out, then it's like autopilot. I can, you know. So and someone recommended I check something out, and they were like, they wanted to see, I think Trey actually made a video like a short video about this subject. And someone was like, you need to do like a deep dive on it. Have you ever heard of Egon Shalokian?
Nope. Egon Chalokian.
All I watched, there's like not really a whole lot out there, which is why I think someone was like, you need to make a video on it.
Okay.
All I watched was Asmongold react to Destiny reacting to some shit.
Okay.
So, and I'm gonna do my best to explain. So there's this guy. Here, let me pull up
Egon Chalokian. Earth.
So, Earth Save Science Collaborative.
Okay.
So this guy researches climate change and its impact upon national security, common law, civil attorneys, a particle physicist, like, just a lot of shit. Worked at CERN, worked with MIT, NASA, whatever, right?
Okay.
There's just this massive thing. He has a YouTube channel.
Okay.
All global industry sectors must be redirected towards preventing.
Okay, wait.
Fourth, there must be a single.
Why is this? Sorry. I don't know why this video was weird. It's a little bit different than. Oh, this isn't his channel. Son of a bitch.
So that was Egon?
Yeah, this is him.
Greetings.
Здравствуйте.
My name is
Я Эгон Челопатян.
Why is it gotta be? Oh my god, dude. What's happening?
Hello. My name is Egon Chalakian. The impetus for my address today is the release of the highly impactful documentary film, The Impact.
Okay, so
Deep Impact.
I'm going to show just a couple of things from this video that, like, if you try to find stuff about this guy, there's like a few sites that have like a shit ton of information and then like nothing else anywhere. And then if you like look at some of the pictures, so like check this out. Like if you look at like a bunch of the pictures look straight up AI generated.
Okay. Who is this guy? What are we even talking about here?
We're talking about Egon Chalokian, dude. Like I'll just cut to the chase and say that like
he's a lizard.
No, like he doesn't exist. Like this is AI generated.
Oh,
it's not real. I don't. Nobody knows right now. I don't know. I don't know. But like,
my keen interest
watch him.
Yeah.
Well founded, as it turns out to be based.
But look at his eyes darting back and forth like he's reading from a teleprompter. There's like so many little things. It's like there's no way it's AI. I spent like 20 minutes looking at like his neck skin, like flapping over the fucking collar of his shirt.
Materials from our 10-year investigation.
And I can't find. There's some weird things like he always has two lav mics, which just like looks like something that an AI picture would do.
Yeah.
But apparently that's something that someone does. But just like look at him for a bit.
Some of the results of which I publicly disclosed in April of this year. This film reveals the detailed plans.
It's like way too good.
I have mentioned
if it's AI.
In my previous speeches.
I actually, the more I look at it, the more I kind of think it is.
Think it's AI?
Yeah. Like, okay.
So keep in mind though that what we're talking about is this guy has a channel with 67 videos talking about like politics and like economics. And
it just felt like in that video, like each section of his face, his mouth, his eyes, his cheeks, and his forehead, they all looked incredibly real, but they all looked like they were independently rendered and then put together. Does that make sense? So it was like his face looked really good, but like some of the things he did with his face, his eyes should have moved, but it didn't. So it was like, you see what I'm talking about? It feels like cheekbone down.
Yeah, but I mean, could that just be like old man?
It could be old man skin. It could be old man skin.
I don't watch other enough old men this closely to know how the skin should act.
Yeah.
But dude.
But kind of five-head if you're gonna make an AI make him 80 years old, because I feel like.
But think about it though. But why? It's this entire life of a guy that's.
Why is not
images of him from like.
Why is not a real question when it comes to the internet. There needs to be no why. People are mad weird.
And there's other shit too. Like, see this picture right here? Let's see. God, yeah, like look at that. Dude.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Now watch. He takes the face from this woman who I don't like the way she's looking at me. And then there's this photo, right?
Oh. Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
Dude, it's just like, so now I'm down this rabbit hole of like.
Of Egon Chiloikian?
Yeah, dude, like what the fuck? It's just so wild. Like I'm so curious and there's part of me that when I'm like looking at his website, I'm wondering how much of it could possibly be like an ARG.
Oh.
Or one of those things that like, you know how sometimes there are things that are there for like hackers to like figure out as like a, you know, whether it's like the FBI or the NSA or some company or whatever wants. So for like, I spent about 14 seconds looking at this and going, I can't fathom wasting time on it if I was wrong about this. But like the bold words, the first letter, you know, like there's a code in here. There's a code. Like, and the first thing I looked at, I'm like, I'm just going to pick a random one. And the first thing I looked at was in all bold, humanity has only a few years remaining to avert this impending catastrophe. Not bold. And it's like, that's the one word you want to emphasize.
That's the word you want bold. This is this is secretly, what's that guy's name? Satoshi Nakamoto. This is the Bitcoin guy, and whoever figures out the ARG gets his million Bitcoin.
Yeah, dude. Either that or it's like an NSA fucking psyop, or it's like apparently there's like links to this guy. There's all kinds of stuff he talks about Russia, and there's like cults and
damn.
Yeah, dude. And I don't know.
This is all like, just marketing for the unheard edition of Tarkov.
Can you fucking imagine, dude?
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, then now looking at it too, like he has all these videos that where was I looking at? Wait, let me go back. Where'd they all go? Wait, weren't there just like a bunch of videos that I was scrolling through?
He deleted them. He knows you're onto him.
Dude, I'm losing my mind.
Egon got wise to you.
Oh, maybe they're shorts. They're shorts. Yeah, so like, I don't know. If these are all like separate topics, maybe they're not, but it's like, you would never be wearing the same exact outfit in the same spot, making like 57 shorts and like not have a video of the whole thing.
Of that set in that exact thing. Yeah.
Which maybe it's there, but I don't know, dude. I also don't know like what software. Obviously, whatever these people are using, if it's fake, is like not some like off the shelf.
No,
like, you know, they're not using Mid-Journey fucking video generation.
Because that's what that's what I wonder about. You know what I mean? It's like if we have access to like Sora or whatever, those like image or the video generators or like the AI impersonators or the voice thing, it's like if Subtlety can make, you know, an AI song, Linkin Park song with our voices, it's like, what do we not have access to? You know what I mean? What's really going on in those places that they don't?
I'm surprised nobody who is getting canceled hasn't used like that's a deep fake as a excuse
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
I don't think anyone has been bold enough
to like really stand on that and just claim it was a deep fake.
I have a feeling. I feel like Trump would be the first one. He would be
I never
the
said
first
that.
One. That whole thing about the grab him by the that was Sora beta.
Yeah, dude, that's wild.
Yeah,
that's wild.
So that's just like also taking up a huge portion of my fucking mind share, and then it's like I get a notification about something from like someone responding to my Karen Reed Reddit thing. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I don't even remember. I don't remember anything about that.
Egon is the voices in Satisfactory. It's his
Holy
spirit.
Shit. That would be a wild ARG.
Yeah.
You know, but like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna say it now. Put it on the record. This is like the next Metal Gear Solid ARG.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of
yeah.
I'm just gonna I'm putting it out there.
That'd
right
be
now.
Crazy.
October 3rd, fucking 2024. Veritas is saying it's a Metal Gear Solid ARG.
Metal Gear Solid 6 or whatever.
Yeah, 24.
Damn. You know what we need though? We need a scene for the podcast where you can show your screen without covering your camera.
I mean,
I know what you're about to do.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. I think I figured out a way to do it in my head. We can talk about it after, but because we show
the problem is that I have my camera. I have like a hub.
Yeah.
That's like a video switcher.
Yeah.
So, and I switch between A and B.
Yeah.
On the switcher. Yeah. So it's the same source in OBS.
Yeah, but I'm saying that doesn't have to be. That's the easiest thing to do. But you could like we could figure it out. We could figure it out.
Probably, yeah.
I believe in us.
I can just not pull it up on my laptop and pull it up on Yeah. The workflow. At some point we'll like refresh our little brand design and
I don't think it would be that hard because you would just need to like I screen share, like I just pop out my camera and screen share that in the Video Ninja. So if you just had like one of your desktops or your laptop or whatever as a source that you just screen shared, so it was like a third, it's like on Discord you can have cameras but then also share your screen. If you just had that and it's like when I could come up with another graphic, you change scene, it just like moves our cameras down here and then there's it only displays that window that's in the call when you're on X OBS scene. And then it's effectively the same thing where you just toggle it. You're toggling.
What we need is like an employee. There's always like the guy that has like, Tom, pull up the thing. He's got the fucking laptop.
Dude, that is
Although
what
he'd
we
never
need.
find what I'm looking for because I can never find what I'm looking for.
That's true. Tom, switch the camera. Yeah. Tom, if you're out there, let us know. Damn. Well, that's definitely a rabbit hole. Egon.
It is indeed.
Well, I mean, there's really nothing going on in the Tarkov world, let me tell you. I've been playing, honestly, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. I said this the other day and I was like, damn. Playing Arena with like a 5 stack is like more fun than playing Tarkov right now, which is wild. A wild 180.
Makes sense to me.
I never thought I would say that, but it's a wild 180.
Do you like pub stomp every game or
no.
Is it still pretty
Dude,
cool?
I was just trying to get like a weekly done to get a Lega medal, and so I was like, all right, mod squad assemble. It was like me, Airwing, and Tower, and then a couple of my mods. And we did Arena for like 3 hours, And it was like every single one of them was close games. Now we were doing ranked, but like every single one of them was close games. So it was like, dude, I don't know. It's just, well, and a big part of it is not because like, I don't say that to say that like Arena is better than Tarkov. A big part of it is my own personal broken brain in Tarkov, where it's just like, I'm just so over it. You know what I mean? So like just being able to turn off the Tarkov setting where I lose stuff when I die, you know, it just like frees up so much mental. It's just 5 dudes in a Discord call. We're just laughing, having a good time. The worst thing that can happen is I lose 25 ARP and I don't make 300,000 rubles if we lose. Like, it's just so, but I get to just like run around and shoot people and make plays and clutch up, and it was just fun. It's just like,
listen, I heard the netcode.
Dude, it actually is better. It actually is better. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect, and time will tell if it stays, right? There have been many times where there's felt like a noticeable improvement to the netcode in Tarkov, and then maybe that was
just
because
their cache on their servers.
Exactly. It could be one thing or another, but it felt really good. It felt like the only thing we were contending with was like Peeker's advantage, not like I turned around, ran 3 steps, and then died. It was more just like as soon as I saw the guy's face, I died. He was already, you know what I mean? He just had that little bit, 100 millisecond edge on me when he swung the corner. So it wasn't like a perfect world by any means, but there was a lot less like I was 3 feet behind the wall and fell over dead, which was a lot. Or the last time I played Arena, just really laggy, like teleporty enemies and stuff like that. None of that in when I was playing the other day. And I've played almost every day since then. Like, I'll just, the last hour of my stream, I'll just like fire it up and do some Last Hero dailies or whatever. But so yeah, man, it's actually like, I don't know. Now the experience is quite literally the exact opposite with only 1 or 2 people. Like, me and Valiant tried to complete one of his dailies today in Blast Gang, and it's like playing unranked with 3 randoms is atrocious. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like people are team killing, not meaning to. People are team killing on purpose. People are flashbanging you in the spawn area, your own team. It's like, it's just the worst. So it's like, basically I want to play Last Hero if I'm alone, or I need 4 other people and we're going to go Blast Gang. But it's, dude, it's fun. It's like, it's almost too fun. It's like, I almost kind of would just rather do that all day. But A, so many less people want to watch it. And B, I don't always have 4 homies that want to play Arena at any given time. You know what I mean? But it's, it's been fun. And it's,
yeah, like when I played Arena, I never, like, there's a million reasons why it could seem this way to me, or not seem this way to me and seem this way to other people. There's so many variables.
Yeah.
But like, I never remembered like a egregious netcode.
That's wild.
I mean, like, I don't know. No one was ever teleporting around ever. Like, I never saw that in the game. And then I guess like dying behind a wall. Are you like comparing that with a kill cam, or
no?
Like...
Just like I peek, shoot a few times. Like when you're doing like those jiggle peeks. Like, I'm not hard peeking. Like, I peek, shoot a few times, and then sprint. And like 4 steps later, I fall over dead, and you're just like, oof. You know, it was that guy on that peak. He killed me. You know what I mean? He got a good shot when I did that peek and shot at him, but it was like, it just took so long to register. I was like, damn.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I'm just thinking about...
Yeah, the kill cam is like its own thing.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about my experience, and like, I don't know what they could do to make it feel better.
Yeah.
Because it didn't, like, I don't know, it didn't feel particularly noteworthily atrocious, other than...
Yeah. It felt pretty noteworthily atrocious recently. And you know what I think a part of that is too, is probably the last hero game mode. Because you're thinking like team fight when you were playing, I don't think you played much Blast Gang or at all really. But
I played like 3 matches.
In team fight, it's, you know, it's 5v5 and when you die, you're dead. You know what I mean? Like, so then you only have 4 people to worry about. There's a lot more holding angles in team fight and Blast Gang. But in Last Hero, bro, it's just 10 minutes of absolute chaos. Like, there's just no moment you're not like sprinting to reload, to get behind cover. And it really starts to show when you're doing that. Because, I mean, it's just like wave defense. It is just nonstop. But, yeah, it was definitely like... And once again, I don't know how it was patch to patch. But like recently, before this patch, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. So again, I don't know. Like I'm sure people are like mauling in the comments at how clueless or whatever I am. But like my gut just telling me when I hear they changed the netcode, things feel better.
Yeah.
Is like the first thing that comes to mind is all the people that mauled on Twitter about the netcode and the hit reg when they just don't understand ballistics.
Yeah, for sure.
So like they were misdiagnosing netcode issues before that weren't netcode issues. So then like what feels better now? And it's so easy to have there be like they made changes to X and people be like, I feel it. When, even if nothing fucking changed.
For sure. That happens a ton.
So I'd be willing to bet that if someone went and did like a netcode test with like jiggle peek out, have 2 different screens recording them, do the timing or whatever, that's I don't know, that's like the only way that I would like trust.
Yeah, but sure, fair. But I don't need that. All I'm saying is like I played Arena, I hated every second of it. I play Arena, it feels better. You know what I mean? Like sure, it could be placebo. So you know what I mean?
When you hated it before, it was
no. I was just being facetious. I could feel it, like it was bad. It was Blast Gang was fun, but the desync was bad. Or Last Hero was fun, but the desync was bad. And like I said, it's definitely not gone. It just feels much tighter and much more like it's just kind of more your average game's peaker's advantage. And it's like, and the other thing is, it's not just like a community made thing. Like they said, hey, we're doing an update. We are increasing the tick rate of the servers to 100, and we're doing this update to prevent desync, and it feels better. And then they did a follow-up update, specifically said, aiming to improve hit reg. So it's like, on one side, that does almost like lead the witness, where, oh, of course it feels better. But on the other side, they are like them saying that that's what they're doing leads some credence to it feeling bad. Like, because if it didn't really feel bad, if it really wasn't bad, would they be doing patches to make it better? You know what I mean? Like, they would be the ones that know. If everybody was like, the desync's so bad, and it's like, oh, it's not really, it's this, that, or the other thing. You know what I mean? So they're specifically aiming at trying to tighten that up, and it's been feeling much better. I mean, yeah, literally. I mean, I can show you. I've got all my VODs are on my YouTube channel from 2 weeks ago, from this wife doing a lot of that for the dailies and for the weeklies to get XP for my character. Like people teleporting. I was telling you about how there was like crazy, almost like screen tearing, but just for the enemy. Like not like the environment wasn't tearing, but like the dude's legs and body separated for a second, and people literally snapping, like us shooting at each other, and then he's just like snapping over there. That's been happening a ton in Tarkov too, by the way. Like I'll clip something and I'll be like, yo, what was that, chat? And we'll frame by frame it in VLC, and it's like he's shooting at me, I'm shooting at him, he's shooting at me, I'm shooting at him, and then he's 6 steps this way, and then like I start to adjust and I'm dead or something like that. That was happening in Arena a lot. It's happening a lot in Tarkov right now, and I'm sure it is still happening in Arena.
So
it's just
that like the teleporting, is that what you're saying when you say screen tearing? Is like his whole body
Well, no, both. I've had both happen. More
Like
so.
his body separates in two pieces.
That's only happened like once or twice, and that was like mad weird. What happens a lot is people teleporting, or happened a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was gonna. Shit, I had something I was gonna say and I forgot what it was. Oh, so I guess like, I like have no like evidence or anything to say that anyone's wrong, and I'm not like that's not a hill I want to die on or anything. I just wonder how many of these problems are, you know, if you think about like 100% of the problems that people say are netcode.
Yeah.
How much of that is it's not actually netcode, it's something else, hit reg, or, you know, whatever, the ballistics, and how much of it is region specific or internet specific?
Yeah.
Because there have been times where it's like, you can show me 27 clips of it happening to you.
Yeah.
But it's like, what if I were to, and again, I don't have any examples of this.
Yeah.
I just remember this from back in the day because this happened a lot. It's like, I never experienced this. So like, it was like with fly hackers.
Yeah.
You know, fucking Desmond sees 3 an hour.
Yeah.
And I saw 1 in 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't exist.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like,
for
why? Sure. So in that, actually, I think that might be a good example, because in that example, people want to draw conclusions based on something they see either in a stream or in their individual experience, when it's like, maybe it's not, this is a problem with the game. Yeah. And maybe it could be that this is a problem I'm experiencing and some subset of the community is experiencing, maybe more than others. Yeah, I don't know.
But once again,
these are just all the red flags.
But once again, let's assume that's true. If they fixed whatever thing is causing some subset of players, then it feels better, which is all the point I'm trying to make is just they did an update. They said it was netcode related. It feels better. I don't care if I was one of 10 people that had these desync looking issues, or if I was one of 10 million. They said it's netcode related. Game feels better. That's that's all I need. You know what I mean? All I need is for it to feel better. And everyone that plays Arena is agreeing that it felt shitty and it feels better. Once again, of course, just like with ballistics, just like with audio, literally every one of, just like with cheaters, every one of those things, there's some slice of the pie that's like just a moldy gamer blaming it on the audio or the netcode or the cheaters. You know what I mean? So of course, there's going to be that. I would bet $100 that like if we could go back and find your VODs, it was more desyncy than you remember. Like you were probably just more mad about the audio than that, but like
that's like one of the things when I initially started and I said there could be one of those things was that I might not have been focused on, you know, but it's like I don't know. I don't know. And this is like one of those things it's impossible. I already know the people are in the comments. It's impossible to say what I'm saying and to try to articulate what I mean without it coming off like I'm trying to gaslight the entire community.
ESG.
That I'm definitely not doing that.
No, I know.
To me, it's more likely that their game is broken in 300 other ways.
Yeah, exactly. In other ways.
Than this particular thing. But yeah. So again, I'm not trying to like say I don't believe anyone because I haven't played the game. I haven't touched it. I haven't launched it. I have no information. Yeah. This is all just like, I can't help but when I hear these things to get a gut feeling to say, this is what happened 9 out of 10 times every single time for 5 years, that it's like, oh, everyone says the netcode's better. I wonder how else, you know, it feels better or for what other reason. Yeah. But you know, I'm not, this isn't a hill I'm trying to die on. I'm not like attacking anybody or trying to gaslight you or anything.
For sure.
I'm just thinking out loud.
I understand your point 100%. I would say your point is more important when it's the other way, when people are saying a thing feels bad than saying a thing feels good. You know what I mean? Because it's like, then you're misdiagnosing a problem. At this point, to many people, including myself, I'll lump myself into this, netcode is kind of a throwaway term to encompass all things that like look different than they should. You know what I mean? And that might not always be the netcode. Like you said, there could be a bug with my RAM that's showing me whatever. Like, I don't know how any of this shit works. But when something happens to my character that's not what I see, if I'm behind a wall and I get shot and it's from that guy, it's like all of that is just netcode. You know what I mean? So if the overwhelming consensus is that it feels better, it's like it doesn't really matter what it is. Whatever they're working on is almost proof that they know if it's getting better, then they know whatever it really is, and that's a good thing. If we're all saying this thing is a problem and it's not that thing, there have been literally many times in the past where the community has almost led BSG on a wild goose chase where they're like, yeah, sure, we'll adjust the weight system, but it was really that was the problem or whatever. So I totally understand what you're saying, and like I said, it's hard to tell because we've had these conversations before where things feel better for a little bit and then feel bad. So who's to say that, like you said, this really isn't just like they restarted the servers and so they feel really responsive and in a week they'll feel horrendous. It's just hard.
Like, holy fuck, dude. I need to pull up the change log Tarkov. This is going to be, let's see. I want to like search for netcode or like networking and then change log. Because there's been 100 times that they've said made changes to updates, and yet somehow it's still one of the worst feeling shooter games in history.
In the history of the world.
So it's like how, why?
Yeah. I mean, you would hope at some point they would actually figure it out and do it, but they have said it a million times.
Yeah.
And the audio is still hot garbage. Hot garbage.
Yeah. See, that to me is like, it's like, to me, like a shooter game, if it's like a meal,
yeah,
the audio is how it tastes. The netcode is how it smells. The fucking hit reg and like the movement and the gunplay is like how it, like the texture, right? Yeah. So that's just like if the sound is bad, I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't because it's so.
I would say
the sound tells me more about location than my eyes.
Yeah. Well, more pertinent information. Yes. More like, in a lot of times it tells you more important information than your eyes because you can only look in front of you. And even separate from that, if you're looking ahead of you and you hear someone ahead of you, you're hoping to hear them before you see them and you can pre-fire. So for sure.
And it's impossible to unlearn when and where you hear things and then reacting to it.
Yes.
It's like so Tarkov audio to me is like, you ever wear those drunk goggles?
Yeah.
Like in high school?
Yeah.
It's that. It's you see a thing over there and then you go to point at it, but like your gun is all wobbly and pointed over there and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? I can't describe to you. I don't know if this is like some weird version of like synesthesia or whatever, but dude, when the audio is like that, it's like I'm blind.
Yeah. No, for sure.
This is some like autism spectrum shit where it's like I can't.
Yeah.
It completely overwhelms my senses, and it's like
the audio.
It all shuts off.
Bad audio prevents you from having a chance to like use your skills because you know what I mean. Like you said, whatever. Bad netcode punishes you after you've used them well.
Yeah.
And so it's a 50-50 for me because it depends on what's happening to me more frequently. Like I would say they're both exactly as important to me because they both frustrate the hell out of me for those exact reasons. When you die to no audio or worse than no audio, bad audio, where like you hear a guy to your right, so you look to your right and he was to your left or whatever, you're so frustrated because you feel so helpless because I didn't even get a chance. I didn't even get a chance to like try and flick to try and clutch this up. But then when you're dying all day to desync, it's like I was able to use my skills on my screen, my version of reality, my slice of reality here. I snapped to his head. I've been practicing that. I executed perfectly and I died, or I died behind a wall. And it's just like they both suck dick.
Yeah.
So much. And yeah, I totally am with you. I will.
Yeah, the netcode feels unfair.
Yeah.
Whereas the audio is like inscrutable. It's just I don't understand, what's happening.
Yep. Yeah.
And sometimes, depending on the game, probably not Tarkov, because I feel like it's so inconsistent in how it manifests and whatever. But some games, like back in the day, COD, there were times where even if the networking was questionable, it was almost like similar to how I was able to learn how to play guitar through this digital work flow, where there was like 100 millisecond delay between the where I could play in time because my brain just shifted and it worked.
Yes.
It's like, and I feel like to some extent, sometimes you can't do that with audio.
Yeah.
Because it's so but like with lag, you can, try to maybe shoot ahead. I mean, it sucks. It's terrible. You never want to have to do it, but there's potentially adjustments you can make.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
for sure. Now I will say that, like, I think my gut would tell me if you asked me right now which game the audio is worse in, I would say Tarkov for sure. And that might only be because there's so many less things going on in Arena. Right, there's no like airdrops, mortar strikes. There's not a gaggle of scavs. It's often it's just 5v5. And if you know where your teammates are, now you're only having to worry about there's probably less times where it's bad. But I would say it's better than in regular Tarkov.
Yeah, I mean, so there's less,
and also the maps are more
they're simpler.
Flat.
Yeah,
like there's not a lot of verticality.
Yeah. Dude, my brain. I don't know. It's Satisfactory, dude. It drains my brain so that I can't like remember half the shit I want to talk about. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, but once again, ultimately, it's moving in the right direction. Like basically. There hasn't been an Arena update since 2.0, which was what they did, where they like removed the classes. And it was before the wipe when they actually when they linked the Arena and they removed the classes and they added the custom presets and stuff like that. Whenever that was, I don't think there's been an Arena patch since then that has made anything worse. There have been bugs where, like, right now, a lot of the bugs are with the linkage between Tarkov and Arena or with the quests. But, like, if you just fire up Arena to play a game, every decent-sized patch has made something better. Like, added quality of life. The netcode is feeling a lot better. Added more, features. And so, I'll be willing to be like, yeah, the audio still sucks or this, that, and the other. This needs this. But, like, that is something that can't really be said about Tarkov. It's like it feels like every time they do a patch, something breaks or some other thing, whatever. So it definitely feels like they're taking Arena continually in the right direction, which is exciting. And it's genuinely a great time right now with some friends. Get some people, play some Blast Gang. It is fun. Like, it is fun.
I mean, that's all that fucking matters.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see if like you hopped in with like me and 3 and like the mod squad or something, like play some Blast Gang. Like, I feel like you would have a good time, but I also feel like
let me know when next
like
time
a
you
crack
play.
Addict. Yeah, you'd be down.
Next time, I'd play for probably maybe like an hour or two.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know that I would play like all day, but I would be interested in like playing while paying attention.
Yeah.
To all of because I haven't played the game with the attention to detail
for sure.
Oh, what I was gonna say. So yeah, you were saying how like Tarkov is, like more, or Arena is more simple, right?
Yeah.
It's flat and whatever. The point I was going to make was that the difference though is that in Arena, 98% of your gameplay is sound
listening.
cue.
True.
Whereas Tarkov, it's 3%.
That's very true. Yeah.
So,
you do spend so much more time actively listening for for specific audio cues. That's true.
Yeah. So it's like it's more constant badness rather than intermittent rare moments where the confusion that you can never get consistent because it's not reliable enough.
Yeah.
And there's a massive cost associated with failing the audio test.
Yeah.
Whereas, in Arena, it's not. So it's, yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Dude, I know I've said this before, but like, bro, the freaking quests are crazy. I got my new... So like we said this before, but I got a new one and it is even more insane. You get level 46. That's when your dailies and weeklies go crazy in Tarkov. Like a really good weekly in Tarkov is like 200,000 XP, 220,000 XP for like something. I haven't completed a single weekly this wipe because they're all like find 3 of Killa's toenail clippings and 7 rounds of HP found in raid individually pox. Like it's just like I've gotten the worst weeklies. And I've said before that some of my dailies in Arena give like 100,000 XP. Dude, I got my new weekly, and it's win 3 Blast Gang matches in a row. Can be ranked or unranked, but win 3 in a row.
Oh, so if you lose one, it resets?
Yeah, it just resets. But like we played the other night, and we won like 6 in a row. Like I think with a squad, that wouldn't be that hard to do. But that's a weekly. Once again, that's not a daily. That's a weekly. Win 3 in a row. It's 500,000 XP, 3 million rubles, 217 GP coins, which is the currency with Ref now, a Lego medal, which is the super rare currency with Ref, and one of the like rare cases, like weapon cases or whatever. It's crazy. 500,000 XP. I'm level 55 and like 500,000 XP gets me to like 56 and a half. It's crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude?
So they're like really pushing Arena. Like this is a short wipe, but there's already like level 70s and 72s and 73s. Just like farm your dailies. You can easily get like 250k XP off your dailies. So every day. And then you can get anywhere between like 3 and 500k on a weekly. It's wild. And the flip side of that is a good transition to talking about like Tarkov proper. Me and Hambino did we basically set a challenge for ourselves the other day. We were just like, how long can we stay in raid without having to go back to our stash? Because I was telling you they brought the map to map travel to the regular game. It's not marathon mode anymore.
Yep.
We spent 4 hours in 11 raids. We made it 11 raids. We died and we got 18,000 XP.
Why play?
Why play, dude? That's what I'm saying.
Why play, dude?
That is what I'm saying. It's crazy, bro. So, Tarkov, the only other really thing going on in Tarkov is like that the whole map to map thing is like really interesting. It's really fascinating. It was really cool to like not be going for a quest, not be going for an achievement, but just be going for the experience of like how long can we survive, right? So like we brought a bunch of food and water. We brought not quad nods, broad daylight, because basically like if you pick left side woods because left side is daytime, every time you transition, it just keeps you on whatever left side is. So as that left side progresses through and you get to nighttime, your next raid is going to be night. So we
just to kind of flip flop back and forth. basically, like day night, or is it
No, it's like day for like 3
like
or 4 raids, and then night for like 2. Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. And so I brought like 400 rounds of ammo, a bunch of meds. We were like scavenging for stuff. And it was cool because we weren't doing it like the guide where it was like prone in a bush, wait 7 minutes and then leave. We were like going and walking around the maps and like fighting players and fighting scavs and stuff like that. And we survived 10 raids, and on the 11th raid it was interchange, and we died, and we got 18,000 XP. It's so interesting.
Oh yeah, because you get the XP at the end.
You get all of it at the end. Yep.
So wait a minute. So I know that there's like in normal Tarkov, there's the multiplier when you survive.
Yes.
So if you die, like how does that work?
I don't know.
Because then if it worked just like Tarkov, how you get like 90% of your XP lost when you die, then it's almost like if you win 10 in a row, it's almost like you got a big stack of chips and you want to cash out.
That's kind of
rather than keep betting.
What I'm feeling it is. I disagree with the sentiment. I don't think it should be that. So remember last week we were talking about how there's supposed to be an XP modifier for each subsequent survive. Mm-hmm. And we couldn't figure out if that XP modifier is broken or if you only get it if you survive, where like the XP, instead of it being 1.5, it was like at 10 raids, it was going to be like 3.5 for us. And if you only get that if you survive, if it is that way, like I would rather it make those multiplications as you go. So if we survived that 10th raid and went into our 11th, however much XP we got in that raid is multiplied by 3.25 or whatever the 10 raid is. And then the 11th raid one, that's because, once again, we have enough things in the game incentivizing you to leave. We need more things incentivizing you to stay. And so by getting on a run where you do 7, 8, 9 raids, if you're like, well, I guess we should just leave and reset, like that's so antithetical to the concept of the map-to-map travel, in my opinion. We were having the same conversation where like, and not to poo-poo on anybody, but I was like, we forgot to take a bunch of money with us. And so every single time we transitioned, we were like, oh, I wish we had money to like send some of this gear back. Like I found a graphics card and stuff like that. Yeah. But we would have needed to take 400,000 rubles on us in order to pay for all that. And I was making the argument it should be free. And people were hitting me with the like, it's lore, like the driver's doing you a service, he would expect payment. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But it's like, we have enough things incentivizing you to get out of the raid and back to the stash. I want to be playing the video game when I'm playing the video game. So it's like, I wish it was free, because people were saying that like you're paying for the convenience. The convenience of not being able to heal, the convenience of not being able to reset my ammo, the convenience of not being able to turn in a task, the convenience of not being able to do anything with the traders, the convenience of only being able to transfer like a 6x3. If you have a raid bag on, you can transfer 30% of your loot. Yeah. So what part of it is convenient? You know what I mean? So it's like, why am I paying for this? You know what I mean? So now, once again, that's poo-pooing on a detail of the thing. I will say, though, that this map-to-map travel thing has been one of the most like fundamentally changing to how you play the game things ever. Now, it's an option, which is great, because like the weight system, you would argue, is like one of the biggest things that fundamentally changed how you played the game, but that was forced upon everybody. This is a thing that if you engage with it, is probably the biggest thing to fundamentally change how you play the game, but you can completely ignore it. So I'm not saying that like the map-to-map travel is the most important thing, but it's probably the biggest shift. And me and Hambino were talking about that because towards the like 11th raid, people were like, wow, there's really not a lot of PvP. Are these raids dead? And we were talking about how like No, it's that the Tarkov we all know, especially if you're watching a
It's the first
streamer,
45 seconds of a raid.
is shift W to the closest spawn, get into a fight. That fight attracts the audio of the guy from the farther spawn who's also shift Wing your spawn. And we were talking the whole time, the whole 4 hours, we were talking about how like the raids feel completely different when you're walking instead of running. Because that was our thing. It's like we weren't trying to avoid combat at all costs. We would fight anyone in front of us, but we also weren't like actively seeking out combat because the goal was survival and scavenging and looting and stuff like that. And it felt like a completely different game. Like the flow of the maps were so weird. There were so many less PMCs because 7 minutes into a raid, 3 fights have happened, which means 6 people are dead and the 3 people that lived left.
Yeah.
So 7 minutes in, there's only 3 people left in the raid with me and Hambino. And if those 3 people are questing, it's very likely we just won't run into each other because they're playing super careful because they're questing. We're playing super careful because we're on a 9 raid streak. You know what I mean? And we don't want to die. So it was very, very fascinating to see how Tarkov has completely can feel completely different when you change your priorities on what you're trying to do. And it was fun. Like it's definitely a fun different way to play the game for sure.
Hell yeah, dude.
But sending stuff to the stash should be free. Personally.
Yeah.
What we haven't tried yet is doing that on our scav raids, because you can do that now. You can do forever scav raids where you just travel map to map, full scavenge. You know what I mean? I don't even think you can send stuff back to your stash. Maybe you can, but I don't even think you can send stuff back to your stash when you're a scav. But that would just be like a fun because it's almost like a 0 to hero because you like oftentimes don't spawn with like meds or whatever you need, and it's kind of cool because my least favorite part of when we were doing the PMC traveling from map to map is spawning in the next map, because those 60 seconds are the most routine. You know where everybody is. And so we've talked before about how I wish, open world Tarkov, the dream is like it's really dynamic. On your scav, when you travel map to map, you're still spawning 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late. So it's actually properly like every time you spawn, you don't know how many people are there, where they are. So it's kind of more like that. I will say, though, I don't know if this has to do with the map-to-map travel. We did 11 raids. I think 7 of them we spawned late, up to 2 minutes late, which is crazy. I've been getting late spawns again on my PMCs regular, but not that frequently. Like 6 or 7 of them we spawned late. On our we did like, I don't even know the map. We started on like Lighthouse, and then we went to Woods, and then we went to Reserve, and then we went to Customs, and then we went to Interchange, and then we went to Streets. So we're like 7 maps deep, right? We go to Labs. We brought Labs cards with us. It spawns us 2 minutes late on opposite ends of the map. We're like 7 raids deep. We were like, what the hell? Well, we survived, but it was crazy. So still some bugs with the system there, but yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. I feel like there was something else I was gonna bring up, but I totally forget. Yeah, I don't know.
You get Veritas brain.
Yeah, but I don't have Satisfactory to blame. I got my kids though. I can always.
You could.
Yeah, I could.
Yes, people were like, "What are the chances of Jesse?" I'm like 0%.
Yeah.
Like, don't even try.
Maybe one day. But yeah, I don't know. Tarkov. I can't remember. There was something else I was gonna say about what's going on right now, but I don't know. Tarkov is in a weird spot. I feel like the vibes are low. Like they are for me personally, but I just feel like as a community, and I don't even want to point fingers at any particular thing. Like I think if you asked 100 Tarkov community members, they would give you 20 different answers, right? Like it's the cheating is worse than it's ever been, or the netcode's worse than it's ever been, or the economy, or arena, or PvE. Like, so I don't even want to say it's because of a particular thing, but it just kind of feels like wipe is always fun. Drops is always fun. Arena drops was surprisingly fun. Then the like September streamer case thing was really fun. And we're kind of just like crashing out of that. You know what I mean? Where it's like not a whole lot with the gameplay changed. The economy seems scuffed. PvE's there. I think a lot of people are bailing to PvE. And it's just like, I don't know. It just feels weird. Yeah, there's all this stuff where like, are people duping? Are they not duping? Are they duping in PvE? Are they duping in PvP? I don't know. It is mad weird. It is mad weird that T7s, which are 18 million rubles from Jaeger, are selling en masse for 2 million rubles on the flea market in PvP. I don't know how that's happening. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, wait. So what? No, what's I think it would be weird that there would be lots of them.
Lots of them.
But like to me, what would be most sus is that there were lots of them for sale and not the price.
Well,
because like sometimes things are cheaper than the traders.
Well, yeah, but like lots of them being for sale wouldn't be that weird because you can just buy them and sell them. Like there's no found and raid thing, right? So
yeah,
the fact that they're, I don't know what percentage, 3 million is what percent of 18 million? The fact that they're that much cheaper.
1/6.
Yeah. So the fact that they're that much cheaper and there's a lot of them at that price. No, once again, I'm not here to plant a flag. I genuinely don't know if they're duping or if it's like 47 morons just taking the loss, you know what I mean? Because they want to convince people that people are duping. You know, they're buying them for 18 and like, I don't know. I'm not saying, but it feels weird. It feels like a viable explanation that people are duping. You know what I mean?
Like how many things can you find? Can you find a T7 in raid?
No. They were never on the flea market before because you can't find them in raid. You can only buy them from Jaeger, and if you buy them from Jaeger, you couldn't sell them until this wipe.
Oh, okay. So then let me step back. Can you craft them?
No.
So you can't. So the only way you can get them is buying them
for 18 million rubles.
Oh, okay. I take everything back. Because like if you could find them in raid,
for sure.
You know, like let's just say theoretically they upped the spawn rate of them.
Yeah.
And then but not enough people want them. The supply and demand would just end up around
for sure.
2 million.
You're right. You're not wrong. Yeah.
Or if the fact that you could sell whatever on the flea, if those were findable in raid, maybe they are just one of the better item price per slot items, and then the vacuum cheaters are vacuuming them up rather than duping them. But if
that's the only way,
the only thing I can think of is either duping or there's some weird, do they get like some giga boost to their trader or like rep or something, or flea market rep when you sell for cheap? Like maybe it's bugged and it quadruples your, you know, I don't know, right?
Yeah, you're saying to like think of other explanations. I don't think there's any bug like that, and those people, these people that are doing this already have 1,000 flea market rep, because these were the people that were selling like 27,561 for 1 ruble less expensive than what Peacekeeper sells it for. So they were just rinse.
So they're duping.
Rinse, yeah.
They're duping. It sounds like they're duping.
It sounds like they're duping. So it's just weird. Yeah, uneventful. It's weird you can buy T7s on the flea market, but not M80. And it's true. You can't buy M80.
I mean, honestly, I'd rather have M80 than a T7, but
me too.
Anyway.
Me too. But so it's just like the vibes are just weird. and I don't even mean that in like a doom and gloom kind of way. I think I think Nikita made a comment at TwitchCon up on the stage where he was like, just let this wipe be whatever it is. And, and I think he was kind of saying, yeah, short wipe, economy's busted. They were testing the arena stuff. They way overtuned that. Not a whole lot of like game features came this wipe. So it's just like, it just is, you know what I mean? And that's fine. But I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird vibes. So we've just been doing like weird stuff. Like we were doing rat roulettes. We're doing a lot of scav raids. We did the how long can we survive? One of the things I want to try and do.
Hoss
long to die in Tarkov. That should be my stream title the next time I do that. Hoss long to die.
6 people will understand.
Yeah. One of the things we want to do is like max XP raids, where it's basically like we do shift W, bum rush, drug up, try and kill 5 or 6 PMCs, and if we survive, instead of surviving, transition to another map and try it again.
Yeah.
And then if we survive, like, you know what I mean? Like how many kills can we get instead of how many survives can we get? Like that could be fun. But it's just, yeah, I don't know. But the flip side is that I'm like more primed than ever to like try other games and stuff. Like I have been playing Arena, try the games within reason. You know what I mean? I think I'm playing DayZ tomorrow with Trey. There's a big update. There was like
hell yeah.
The first like update to DayZ in like forever.
I saw there's like a big snow map or something. I think Sequisha tweeted about it.
Yeah, new map, a bunch of new features. It's a streamer only playtest for like 2 weeks, which seems long, but yeah. So doing that. Delta Force hopefully back soon. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean that's it for Tarkov. I mean, and I don't even think there probably will be news at some point. They tweeted that roadmap and they said everything in that roadmap was supposed to come out by the end of the year. So that would mean I imagine there'd have to be some sort of patch here in October. So maybe there'll be some stuff to be excited about. But I think there's just, not a whole lot going on. And that's okay.
Sometimes that's just the way it is.
Sometimes that's just the way sometimes she goes and sometimes she doesn't go. And that's just the way she goes. It's all
Sounds
just
like you're talking about like your dog.
It's all
potty training.
It's
sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't. That's just how she goes.
How she goes. Dude, it's all just water under the fridge, man.
Water under the fridge.
It's all just water under the fridge.
Yeah, that's you don't want water under your fridge.
You don't want water under the fridge, dude. You don't want water under the fridge. But yeah, I mean that's it. That's really it. What else do you have going on?
The only other thing I can think of that's worth mentioning is the Billy Mitchell lawsuit against Carl Jobs is like halfway over. They're like in recess,
which is crazy because this isn't like another Billy Mitchell thing. This is like Billy Mitchell v. Carl Jobs, like the homie, the YouTuber, the GOAT. That's crazy.
In Australia. So the way I've been following it is so there's a guy known as Ersatz Cats, which is a reference that like 4 people will understand. But he was a big contributor to like my research for the Billy Mitchell video.
Okay.
He owns perfectpacman.com, which is like a massive repository. He's basically like a independent sort of journalist.
Okay.
And he just has thousands of pages of like effectively written up articles about like, here's all of the evidence. Like basically he's the website version of my video.
Gotcha.
Everything you could ever know, all in text and image form.
Yeah.
He's like a fucking legend. He flew to Australia.
Damn.
And hand noting the entire trial.
Damn.
Because you can't have computers, there's no recording, so he has to like dude, half of like a good portion of what he talks about is how he's like he had to find a pen because he got 6 pens and he ran out of ink, and
Oh
he
my
had to buy
god.
multiple notebooks, and you have to like chicken scratch.
Yeah.
Like,
He should have bought the
because you got lawyers
stenographer thing
back and forth.
and learned
Yeah,
that
right.
language.
In the Karen Reed trial, they have like an audio one. So you see like this old lady with like what looks like a fucking Bane mask around, and she just like puts it up to her mouth, and so she's like saying what other people are saying.
How stressful would that be to have to be talking and listening at the same time? That's
I don't.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a wild skill set.
Because like normally when you think about like translating for someone, they'll say a few sentences, you translate.
Mhm.
But this is a never-ending stream. The talking
and
never stops. So you can't catch up. Like, that sounds awful.
Yeah. And it's almost, and like typing is also just like a different part of your brain.
For sure.
Than like, but like speaking and listening are so like closely linked.
Yes.
That I can't imagine.
Dang.
But yeah. So anyway, so he's been doing write-ups every day for like the first like 5 or 6 days of trial, because it's basically like a week of trial, and then like they're off for like a week or two, and then they come back. I think it's like on October 8th, maybe. I think it starts up again.
Damn.
And if you go to perfectpacman.com, and when I was in TwitchCon, I was like every 3 seconds I was refreshing the page, hoping he would post like the day 4 update, because it's incredible, dude. Obviously, you can never know with trials.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But Billy's fucked. Like,
yeah.
dude, it's incredible. So the whole case is it's kind of evolved, but what it effectively comes down to now is there's a YouTuber, Apollo Legend.
Okay.
That he used to make like summoning salt. He made like speed running stuff.
Gotcha.
He had some controversy and stuff about some other YouTubers. But at one point he started to make some like anti-Billy Mitchell related content.
Okay.
And Billy sued him for $1 million. And he was like, basically said like, I'll never settle, I'll fight this, whatever. And then like out of nowhere, he's basically like, I'm settling.
The YouTuber?
Yeah, Apollo Legend. And then like sometime after, I don't know if it was months or whatever, he took his own life. So Carl made a video. And so then Billy had, I don't know if you remember, there was the guy Carlos who was like
the guy that helped him.
He helped him and then basically turned on him when he realized like Billy was lying. He figured it out.
Yeah.
So Billy would text Carlos and other people all the time, and so the text messages eventually came out from 2 different sources, where Billy was like, I heard Apollo Legend was dead. I'll try not to giggle or laugh, but it'll be hard. Can't make any promises. Talking about like a 19-year-old. Like, so just like,
it's like
the most
really easy to not be that shitty. You know what I mean?
Well, it's very easy to not be that shitty. It's even easier to not type it.
Yeah.
To not put it in text form, like, let alone
Jesus
say it
Christ, dude.
in the privacy of like your own home, you know, like but anyway, so Carl made a video basically talking about a whole bunch of stuff, and then, you know, because he made a bunch of Billy Mitchell content, basically shitting on Billy for the comments he made. And this is what's currently being litigated, but effectively what Billy's alleging is that Carl said he sued him and then he took his own life because of that. Where, you know, I don't want to say like what Carl said or what he meant or like try to summarize it. I'm not going to like try to do that. But one of the things that he had talked about was that one of the contributing factors was like financial stress and whatever.
Yeah.
And he had said that he had settled with Billy and had to pay him some amount of money.
Yeah.
Now that particular fact ended up being false. He didn't have to pay him anything, but what he did was he had to basically transfer ownership, like YouTube copyright ownership of like a bunch of his videos.
Oh,
over
interesting.
To Billy. Yeah, and then basically like not repeat it ever again.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, like a few other things like that. So, so whatever. I'm not going to argue how much contributed to, you know, what happened or not, but that was basically what Billy is alleging, is that like my reputation is damaged. It's destroyed because people think I'm a murderer.
Yeah,
basically.
That's why your reputation is damaged.
And it's so funny because, dude, it's like copy pasted from suing another guy, David Race, who was another Team Billy member that flipped on him, from suing Twin Galaxies, and all of those things. He basically alleged like what this person has said has contributed almost in its entirety to me losing out on money, my reputation being shot, and physical, like, you know, I've got like a heart condition or whatever as a result. And then it's like him basically, and in order to do that, what he has to do when he sues Twin Galaxies is he has to diminish the involvement of everything else.
Yes, because this is the only thing. Because
this is the thing. I want you to pay me the money.
Right.
So then he says, this is the thing. And then the lawsuit gets settled or dropped or whatever. And then the next lawsuit is like, and this is the thing. So now he's doing it again. So it's like, so having, and the way that the courts work in Australia is fucking buck wild. I need to see a video of it because
really
the description. Okay. So it's like, there's no jury.
Interesting.
And the judge is a lot more involved.
Oh, interesting.
And they have something called, like, I think barristers. I might be getting the words wrong, but basically they have to wear these funny outfits with like wigs or something like that, like
hell
goofy
yeah
ass things. And there's a lot more back and forth. The judge will like stop and like ask questions to like the witnesses.
Damn.
It's kind of cool. It's goofy in some ways, but also kind of cool in some other ways, where it's like when you know that someone's confused or something on the stand, there's sometimes like if I was the judge, I'd want to be like, you meant this, right?
Yeah,
But you just can't, really do that. So there's a lot more of the judge interjecting and being like calling people out for like, wait, that's a contradiction. Like
that's cool.
What would be your inner monologue?
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah. And then one of Billy's like witnesses, because you have to like establish a presence in Australia for some legitimacy of the claim or whatever. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But so he had to get like a local guy that came. And what the local guy basically said was, no, Billy has a great reputation. It's totally not tainted at all here. And everything. And like, even though there's videos and whatever, we recognize that like people can make claims online. It's not necessarily true and whatever. And it's like, you just killed his entire argument. His entire argument is his reputation is destroyed.
And that guy, Billy, brought that guy in?
And that was Billy's guy. And so I'm sure the guy thought he was like helping by telling the truth, by basically saying like, no, his reputation's fine. But like, he doesn't, if you don't know the nuance of the case and someone's like, the people like Billy, you don't want to be like, nah, everyone thinks he's an asshole. Because that you would think that would make him sound bad. No. So apparently what happened is they asked him a few questions on direct examination, and then Cross, which was basically like Carl's lawyer, I think he asked him like one question, which is basically like, so his reputation's perfectly fine and hasn't been harmed by this and whatever. And the guy's like, yep. And he's like, no further questions. And apparently Billy muttered under his breath, that was stupid.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so there's so many of these moments where it's like, oh my God, this isn't helping you.
God.
And it's the first time he's had to been caught. Like he's been called out officially, right? Like in front of, it's one thing if you're in front of a crowd or making a YouTube video to to basically misdirect and change the subject and dance around things.
Yep.
But when there's a judge that you want them on your side because they're the one, the judge is going to be the one to make the decision. You kind of can't shuck and jive because they'll just call you out on it.
Yep.
So this is the first time that Billy's had to like be held accountable. Like, you said this here and this here, those are contradictory. And he has to be like, oh, I don't know. I forgot. Like all you can say is, I don't remember.
Yep.
If there's a contradiction, I don't remember.
Damn.
Or I was confused. I got confused. Did you mean something different? It's
dude.
So I cannot wait. I cannot wait, because the cool thing about Australia is that if you lose,
okay,
so if you sue someone for like slander or defamation in this case, then basically if you sue them and you lose, you pay everything, like all the fees, like all the costs for like both sides, I think. So that's why it's like best case that he's suing someone in Australia, because it's like if he loses, you
have to win.
Yeah, and Carl's been paying multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawyers' fees to take care of this.
Jeez.
So
dude, I hope he gets taken care of. I hope he gets his bag from this. That's crazy. That's wild,
dude.
I want to see the funny outfits, and I want a judicial system where the defense and the prosecution are the ones that have to wear the funny outfits, and the judge can be like plain clothes. Judge, jury, witnesses. You know what I mean? I feel like if you're gonna put on, if you're the cause of this show, you're the ones that are gonna dress up. That's court I would watch.
What? I can't tell if what I'm looking at if it's real or not.
Which, that's great. That's perfect. Yes. Yes.
I don't know if that's like Halloween Depot like outfit, or if that's like,
or that's His Excellency.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck?
Oh, dude, yes.
Oh, barrister, not
Berenstein,
not magistrate.
Berenstein Bears.
Yeah. Ah. Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, solicitor and barrister.
Dude.
They really do. They really do have to wear. That's fucking.
It's dope.
So goofy, dude.
It's so dope.
In Britain, those wigs are made of the hair of hanged criminals. The fuck, dude?
What?
Wait, what? I don't want a wig of that, sir. Objection.
Objection.
Yeah, objection.
What?
Fuck me, dude. These are buck wild.
Hell yeah. I love it.
This is the most scuffed Santa Claus cosplay I've ever seen, dude. Santa's really gone off the deep end.
Yo.
Santa really lost it.
I want to know how the side pieces came to be. Because it doesn't even look like hair anymore. It's just like, they look like droopy dog ears.
As if the top looks like hair.
I mean, like, if you were 100 meters away and you squinted, maybe, but it's like, those are just like little dog ears made out of rug.
Can you imagine how itchy?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I refuse to believe this is real. We're being pranked. I refuse to believe it. Objection. Like, at least commit to the wig. You can't go for like a 1/3 wig.
No, you have to go Santa Claus. You have to go droopy ears. You can't just do that.
I want her to wear a beard too. Like, ugh.
Bro, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Damn.
Okay. Can we talk about underneath that picture?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna show you real quick.
I saw a part of it. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't, dude. I'm not. I don't know.
I was just looking for the haircut.
My algorithm's already fucked.
Monka W. Damn. Well, good luck to Carl. I hope that. What's the rough timeline? You said it's like half over.
Yeah, so I think it starts back up on the 8th, and I'm guessing it's going to be like probably a week. So it seems like it'll be over in like a couple of weeks.
Dang.
Hopefully.
Dang.
And I hope Billy gets what he fucking deserves.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's wild stuff. But yeah. So that is the stuff. That is some wild stuff. That is some wild stuff. But that's the stuff. Thank you guys for hanging. Thank you for being here. Not a whole lot of gaming news. I mean, even outside of Tarkov, not a whole lot of gaming news going on right now. But thank you guys for being here. If you want more conversations like this and even more unhinged versions of these conversations,
if you can believe
it, head over to patreon.com/thepodcastpod. Patrons over there can get early access to these episodes and ad-free versions of these episodes, and even an additional 1-ish hour episode every week. Thank you guys to our supporters over there. Thank you guys for being here and for listening and for supporting the content. We appreciate you, and we will definitely see y'all on the next one.
Be safe.